And last year was the first appearance. Last year was the first appearance.
Yeah, last week. Welcome to the program Integrity Watch. And this is your hour-long radio program that is produced by the communication session of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, CENTAR. My name is Edward Blamo. I'm your host, and I'm here along with Mark W. Bondau, and together we will bring you this program. This radio program is an activity of the National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program, which is a 3 years program that is funded by the government and people of Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. This is a key advocacy tool that provides essential information about the state of the fight against corruption and national integrity building efforts, as well as it promotes the culture of accountability, transparency, integrity, and evidence-based decision making across all sectors and institutions in Liberia. Today, we have two distinguished personalities. The coordinator of our youth engagement activity, Geraldine T. Wande, and the president of the Integrity Club at the African Methodist Episcopal University, Roosevelt Saka. Today, the both of them will be talking about the activities of the integrity clubs across those universities that are part of our integrity club outreach program. But before we do that, we will take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit more about what we're doing as entire, and then we can join our guests. Let's take this break. Welcome back to the program Integrity Watch. As I stated, this is a 1 hour radio program that is heard here on Truth FM 96.1 every Wednesday at about this time. And the program runs up to 12 noon. And this is an activity of our National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program, which is also known as NIMBA program. And this program is supported by the government and people of Sweden through the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. CENTAR and CEDA partnered, extended their partnership in 2024, the beginning of 2024, to continue implementation of the National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program for another 3 years. Following an initial agreement in 2020. So since 2020, the government and people of Sweden through CEDA has, reposed confidence in CENTAR in the work it is doing in the fight against corruption. That is why they have decided to extend that partnership. And this radio show is a testament to the extension of that partnership with CEDA. So what are we doing on the National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program at CENTAR? We're running series of activities, one of which is our Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. That is an independent platform that provides citizens the opportunity to report any act of corruption from anywhere, free of charge. So we have a team of lawyers at CENTAR that is trained, ready, and willing to receive complaints, whatever the complaint may be, corruption related, whether it's something that requires legal advice, whatever that is. The team of lawyers is there to receive those complaints and refer those matters. So when you are in a space, you're working somewhere and you see things going on, somebody is indulging into corruption and they are involved into corrupt practices, you have a responsibility to take your phone, dial the number 4432, which is free of charge. CENTAR has paid for that service, so your responsibility is just have a phone that is charged and you dial 4432, and a representative at ELAC will receive that call and document the complaints, and the lawyers will review those complaints and take appropriate actions. So you have no excuse. If you're somebody who upholds corruption, if you're somebody who kind of know the effect of corruption on your life, you have a role to play. You can't just sit idle and just watch things go on. You have a responsibility, and that responsibility to participate in the solution in the fight against corruption. And how you participate is to report all around the world, all of the countries that are successful in the fight against corruption, they do those things with the cooperation, with the participation of the public. No one wins a war against corruption without citizens' participation. So if you saw something, if you're working and you see your supervisor or your bossman or whoever that person may be indulging into, for example, extortion, sextortion, or bribery, or trying to launder money, trying to take a bribe or receive a bribe, or whatever that case may be, you have a role to play. And that role is to call CENTAR's Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. They are trained men there. They are just willing and ready to receive your complaints. And their responsibility is to investigate those complaints. And when there are merits, they will refer those complaints to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, which is the statutory institution with the responsibility to prosecute corruption-related cases. And I always state this is one of the best times that you ever have to report acts of corruption, because the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission now has the power direct to prosecute. They have the direct prosecutorial power. In the past, when corruption cases were referred to the LACC, they will do their investigation and then submit those cases to the Ministry of Justice. And the Ministry of Justice has a lot of cases already on their books. And there are so many other cases. There are theft cases. There are other issues. And sometimes it takes a long time to have core corruption related cases on the dockets of the courts. But now that story has changed. The LACC now, there's no need to take a case to the Ministry of Justice to prosecute. The LACC has the power now to go directly to the courts. So once you report acts of corruption, CENTAR reports that to the LACC. The LACC is going to take that matter and move to the court. So this is one of the best times you have to report acts of corruption to CENTAR. And the way to do it, as I stated, is to call 4432 free. We didn't make the number long and difficult. It's just 4 digits, 4432, and you are through. There's somebody at CENTAR that will receive that call and ask you some questions, request some details. If it requires the lawyers doing follow-up, they will do that follow-up. And one thing you can go rest assured is that when you report an act of corruption to CENTAR, you are going to be protected, because CENTAR takes, whistleblowers protection very seriously. And that's across the world, everywhere in the world that people are encouraging citizens to blow whistle against corruption. They are on an obligation to protect those people who blow the whistle. Because if you cannot protect somebody who reports an act of corruption, if I will report an act of corruption and then my name is on the newspaper the next day, I'm not going to report. So CENTAR understands that. So we protect those people. In fact, we don't require your name if you're calling ALAC. You don't have to call your name if you don't want to call your name. You just give the information and you are going to be protected. And there are stringent policies, there are stringent measures at CENTAR that prevents even staff at CENTAR from accessing information from ALAC. Even if you're an employee of CENTAR, the offices of ELAC, those sensitive reports or complaints, they are not accessible to everyone. So that tells you how the section, the center at CENTAR is heavily protected. It's protected of your identity, protected of your person. So you have no fear. Once you see an act of corruption, please report it. And there are other means through which you can report it. Aside from calling 4432, you could also send an email, and the address is elac@centar.org.lr. Once you have your email open, you just send a message to elac@centar.org.lr. The team at ELAC will receive that email and they will respond appropriately. You could also, search ELAC on Facebook. The handle is CENTAR ELAC. And once you type CENTAR ELAC, you're going to go to the page, and then you could make use of Messenger and then leave a message, and the team at ELAC will respond. You could also send a text to 0555 722 113. Again, it's 0555 722 113. You can send a WhatsApp message to that number. You can send a direct text to that number. You can call directly that number. So there are various ways through which you can report acts of corruption to through ELAC to CENTAR. So you have no excuse. If you say, well, I don't want to call, maybe I'm in an environment where by calling 4432 will expose me. Send a text, send a WhatsApp message to 0555 722 113. You say, well, maybe I don't want to send a WhatsApp message. I'm on my computer. I don't have access to WhatsApp. Send an email. Just send an email with all of the details to elac@centar.org.lr. So there are lots and lots of ways through which you can reach to ELAC. So please take advantage of this platform that CENTAR has established through support from its partner to ensure that we have citizens actively participating in the fight against corruption. On top of that, we have other activities. We have our open expenditure initiative, where we work with county officials. We work with the locals to ensure that there is inclusivity in the expenditure of public resources, especially the county social development funds. In the past, when funds were allotted for county social development, few individuals would sit in their corners or in their offices. Senators, representatives, and other county officials would decide what the funds are used for, without the participation of the public, of the constituents, or those people that are to benefit from those services. So the Open Expenditure Initiative is ensuring that that wrong is written by ensuring that when funds are allotted for county social development, that everyone participates in decisions around how those funds will be utilized. So we conduct forums, which are called the Open Expenditure Forums, where we ensure that the leaders, which is the county officials, the legislators, the women groups in the county, the men, the youth, the disabled, and everyone's voice is heard in decisions around what the funds will be used for. And we don't just stop there. When decisions are made, when there are resolutions, we ensure that whatever that was decided, is actually implemented. If the decision is that, or was that, a hand pump is built from the county social development funds, CENTAR ensures through the Open Expenditure Initiative that hand pump is built by regularly monitoring the implementation of those projects. and will also ensure that those projects meet the value for money threshold. That if 50,000 was allotted for this project, that the project meets that particular value. So we do all of those through monitoring, through field visits, through engagements with the locals, with others in the counties, and we are achieving a lot through the Open Expenditure Initiative. Our goal is to ensure that when monies are allotted for counties' social development or for development purposes, that decisions are holistic, that everyone's voice is heard, that everyone participates in decisions. That is what we're doing. We also have our State of Corruption report that we release annually. We've released the 2023 edition of the State of Corruption report. In case you want to know more about what the report has in it, you can visit our website. It's available at www.centar.org.lr. And once you are at the website, you can find documents and then you can download the 2023 edition. We have the 2022 editions and other editions of our State of Corruption report. All of those information are available on our website. State of Corruption report sort of evaluates the trends of corruption in Liberia. It tells you where corruption is high, where it's low, where it is more prone, which sector is more prone to corruption, where it is very high and where it is very low. All of those analyses are available in our State of Corruption report. We're also working with government institutions, collaborating with them, providing support through our partnership with CEDA to ensure that there is transparency in government service delivery. And that support is provided through the National Integrity Forum. So we have anti-graft institutions like the General Auditing Commission, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the Public Procurement and Concession Commission, Governance Commission. You just name those anti-graft institutions. We are collaborating with them, and they are all members of the National Integrity Forum, and we provide support to the National Integrity Forum to ensure that there is transparency in government service delivery. What are we doing through that? We are erecting billboards at various ministries and agencies providing services to the public. If you go now at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, we have 2 billboards there that have fees for services. What are, if you want to get a marriage certificate from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, what does it cost? What are the procedures? All of the information are available on the bulletin board at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, erected on the auspices of the National Integrity Forum. What we want to do through that is to ensure that members of the public have access to the information so that the likelihood for someone extorting money, more money from you, is reduced. So if you go at the Ministry of Transport, we also have bulletin board there for all of these services, driver's license, vehicle registration, all of the information are there. It's available there. So you can access the information and be informed. And when you go to register your vehicle and you know what is it you're supposed to pay, and when someone is asking you to pay more, you can demand and say, no, this is what I'm supposed to pay. This is the information available on the bulletin board. Same thing is happening at the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, the Liberia Business Registry, the Bureau of Vital Statistics at the Ministry of Health, the Liberia Immigration Service, and there are plans to extend that service to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other agencies. So that is what we are doing at Centar. And at this point, we will take a short break. And when we return, we will jump straight to our discussion with our guests.
When you go to center, application, and leave a bar center, or call 4432. If you using Lusa, you can call 055 7221 13 to report the corruption. The call is free, so you don't even need to have money in your phone. And even if you have money in your phone, you will not be charged for the call. Report corruption? Wow! You think already agree? You have nothing to fear. At Center Ella, nobody will know who is voting the corruption. Once you call or go there, Ella will protect your need and go after the corruption case so that those who are stealing public money can be brought to justice. But yet, I don't tell you what this is. Welcome to the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center, here at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Nigeria. We receive your complaints on corruption. Provide legal advice on cases complained, we then refer your case to the relevant government institution and check the progress of the complaints to the legal system. Our values are confidentiality, integrity, accountability, and transparency. A message from the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Nigeria, Center of Support.
Welcome back to the program Integrity Watch. As I stated, we have two distinguished personalities in our studio this morning, and they are, from our Integrity Club Outreach Program, and we have the head of that program at Center, Geraldine T. Wande. She's the coordinator of our youth engagement activity. And we also have the president of the Integrity Club at the African Methodist Episcopal University, Roosevelt Saka. And they'll be talking about some of the activities of the Integrity Club, and activities before and activities now, impacts before and impacts now, and more things that they are doing as part of our youth engagement activities. But before then, I'll just tell you a little bit what we're doing through our Integrity Club. This is an activity of our National Integrity Building and Anti-Corruption Program that is meant to build an army of young people that is equipped with the requisite knowledge and skills, anti-corruption knowledge and skills, integrity knowledge and skills, so that when they shall have moved into the larger society and become leaders, that they will carry with them those tenets. So we conduct periodic trainings, and they will talk more about some of the activities that they've been engaged with. But just to give a broader, look of how it is. So they are spread across 4 universities. We have Integrity Club at the AMU University. We have the president here. University of Liberia has one. The United Methodist University has one. And the Stella Maris Polytechnic University has one. And we also have one at the Fort Meeting Christian Academy. And there are plans to extend the program to other universities. So the vision is that whilst we are fighting corruption at the top level, we are also equipping at the local level. We are equipping young people to get them prepared and knowledgeable about and actively involved in the fight against corruption. So on this note, I would like to turn to the coordinator of our youth engagement program, Ms. Geraldine Wande. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blamo. Good morning to the peace-loving citizens of Liberia. We are from Center, the Integrity Club. We have this program on the National Integrity Building and Decoration Program. The Youth Engagement Program is a flagship program on the NIMATH program, where we reach out to young people, training them about their moral values and the importance of integrity building in our society.
Okay. So let's hear from Roosevelt. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Blamo.
Okay. So what do you have to say? Introduction. What's your introductory statement?
Oh, well, I'm Roosevelt, and
Mhm.
at the AMU, I think our core value is doing the right thing at the right time when no one's watching, and that's the message we intend to preach during our time there at the university. So it's an honor, it's a privilege, and thanks to Centaur for giving us the opportunity to carry it on.
Okay, so let's come to the coordinator. You've been running this program since 2020, and you've been working with universities. You've been how has it been? What has been the activities? I mean, the first phase of your engagement. What are some of the activities that you've carried out?
Okay, thank you very much. So, since the start of the program in August 2020, we our main focus was to establish clubs at the various universities that was previously listed here. That is the University of Liberia, the African Methodist Episcopal University, the St. Mary's Polytechnic University, and the United Methodist University. So in August of 2020, the clubs were established. After the establishment of the club, we built partnership with the administration and students. Afterward, we reached out to 120 high schools and up to 11,000 plus students, our partners. On the NIMA program, different activities like the open expenditure, CHOSA, ELAC, the NIF.
Mm.
So all of those programs were able to reach out to 11,000 plus
Okay.
person. And we also have a document called the Integrity Pledge that
Mm.
is our legal document that we produce that yes, I want to serve as an ambassador of change. Whatever I see the wrong thing going on,
So it's a
I will be
commitment
able
to
to speak out.
it's a
So that's a
commitment,
committed
voluntary.
document voluntarily.
Okay.
You sign up to it. So we're able to reach out to 11,000 plus
Okay.
person across Liberia and its environment. So now what we are doing this summer around in the second phase, we had
We'll come to the activities in the second phase. I just want to hear from
okay,
Roosevelt.
so too many activities were
Okay.
carried out
Mhm.
through our youth engagement program. After the club was established, we had leadership put in place. We have the leaders now took the initiative to reach out to other students and to build relationship with administration, informing them about the Integrity Club at their institution and activities they are carrying out with their peers through peer-to-peer learning, training in database, surveys, and too many training centers carried out with the young people to empower them to reach out to high schools.
Okay.
So in reaching out to high school, their self-confidence were built already. So they to reach out to those students to educate them about the importance of integrity building and corruption is a serious issue, how we all can address and work towards it so that Liberia can be better for each and every one of us. So those are things that we were reaching out to young people talking about.
Okay, so let's hear from Roosevelt. Can you briefly tell us your art club story? How did you join? And what are some of the activities that you've participated in? How we'll come to how the art club has impacted your life and blah blah blah. But let's hear your story first.
Okay, so funny enough, I joined the art club through a friend, and that day after my class, he was like, "Ah, bro, I'm about to go for a meeting, so can you please join me?" And I was like, "Okay." I didn't actually ask which meeting though. So when I went, I met the coordinator, I met Rogers, and it was all about the Integrity Club, and I was like, ah, okay, I think this sounds very interesting. And to my utmost surprise, the guy who carried me there, he was like, ah, okay, I'm not interested in that. So I don't think I can be able to fund to form part of this this group. I was like, okay, but I'm interested. This is about Liberia. This is about me, and I think it's more interesting. So I joined the art club, and I think 2 years later, or 1 year later, okay, 2 years later, I became the president of the art club AME chapter.
Okay, so what are some of the activities when you are a member of the Integrity Club? What are it's just about meetings, or what do you do? What are some of the activities? Give a picture of what you do at the art club.
So at the art club, we carry on what we call knowledge sharing,
Okay.
where old members kind of teach new member about the core value of the Integrity Club in Centaur, and where we all can share what we learned from the workshop held at Centaur, and passing it on to other members who just joined. And we also have our awareness, our semester awareness, where we send out the message, because it's very important that we send out, we kind of stimulate the discussion on integrity and helping the fight against corruption on campus.
Okay.
So our awareness, actually push that, where we can meet with students, where we can meet with administration, where we can meet with instructor, stimulating the discussion on integrity and also helping in the fight against corruption. So with our awareness, we kind of do that, and we also have our high school awareness, where we go out in federal high schools, and we also spread out the message.
So, I mean, tell us some of the impact the program has had on your life personally. I mean, because since you joined, how was it like before you joined, and after you joined? What has changed? How I mean, how has the club impacted your life?
So for me personally, I think this club has made a great impact, where I see myself at a leadership position. I see myself as an example in my community, in my church, in my surrounding. People see me to be, someone that is actually pushing for something positive. So I think the club has actually made an impact. First, I was just like floating and not understanding the importance of integrity.
Okay.
And yeah, but for my time being in the Integrity Club, I think I've understand, and I know that I know the importance of integrity, and I know the how corruption kind of encrypts the our system, and how we have been like broken when it comes to corruption. And I think I've been put in a place where I can make a positive impact to change the paradigm of our nation.
Okay.
So it has kind of helped me a lot, although it's kind of really a headache, like people demand more, and people look at you like, okay, you guys are there and we expect you to do more.
Of course.
But yeah, it has been helpful in me, becoming the change that I want to see in my society.
Thank you very much. So let's hear from Geraldine. What are some of your activities you planned for this phase two of the NIMBA program? Because you've done a lot. Listening to Roosevelt speak about what they've done, and looking at what you talked about, what are the different things that you've outlined in this phase two of the program?
So in phase two of this program, our objective is to increase citizens' action in upholding integrity and transparency in Liberia, right? In doing that, this time around, we want the Integrity Club to take ownership.
Okay.
So since they are empowered, now there are plenty activities at their level. In doing that, we have set up committees at the different chapters where we have the program and planning committee, we have the media committee, we have mobilization and awareness committee.
Okay.
So the different committees meet and organize events. That is, they meet to engage with other campus-based organizations, the student council, government, and administration. So their involvement into the activities, they are taking ownership. So that is what Syntax want young people to take ownership of what they have learned. So in doing that, they can plan their own awareness, they can plan their own debate, they can plan their own or different activities and center support them. So those are things that we are working on this in this phase that students themselves will start to plan activities, organize events on their own without center giving them that mandate to say do this before they do it. So they are now taking ownership.
Okay, so you're listening to Integrity Watch, and this is your 1 hour radio program that is produced by Centaur. And the idea behind this program is to give you, members of the public, an opportunity to actively participate in discussions around the fight against corruption. That you will not just sit and just watch things go on and do nothing. You should play a role, and this show is intended to get you actively involved in discussions around corruption. That is why we call this Integrity Watch. So here we are today talking to two distinguished personalities. We're speaking with the coordinator of our youth engagement program at Centaur, Geraldine T. Wundy, and we are also speaking with the president of the Integrity Club at the AME University, Roosevelt Saka, and we're talking about some of the activities of the Integrity Clubs spread across various universities. At this moment, we would like to open the phone lines to have you participate, and the number to call is the number to call is 0880 0880-192365, or you can also dial 0770-436-728. Again, 0770-436-728. And once you dial those numbers, you will be put through the line to speak or make your contributions to the program. So we'll get to you, Roosevelt. You have been, do you know of, you talked about some of the impact the program has had on your life. And yes, people respect you now. Your church is regarding you, and your community people regarding you. Do you know of any striking story of impact that you could point to? Let's take this call first. Okay, I think we lost this call. Do you know of any striking impact story of the Integrity Club at your university that you would like to share? Any other story or striking story of impact? One of your members of the club, maybe something happened because of their involvement with the club, and it's a very nice story that you'd like to tell.
Right now, not to my knowledge, but I think other people have had their own success story, and yeah, but we are looking at other means that where in doing our knowledge sharing, we can have more of this story coming up, to kind of help in boosting up our spirit when it comes to our fight against corruption on campus.
What are some of the pushbacks that you receive? While going around and doing the awareness, I mean, with your peers and even in the communities, what are some of the things that you experience, like challenges or pushbacks? Do you experience people telling you, no, I don't want to hear you, get out? And what are some of the things that you consider to be pushback?
So corruption has already been what we call a customer in our country. So like when you tell somebody, hey, look, you have to have integrity, we have to fight this thing called corruption, and they be like, hey, look, you guys just wasting your time. They think that else and better thing, y'all can for the thing, y'all lead the thing. And like I don't want to hear this, I think it's y'all gotta do better better with your life, because corruption can never be minimized before we talk about eradicate. So you guys are just wasting your time. This thing cannot be done. Like this our way of life, and this is how we find ourselves. We just have to, we just have to manage it. We just have to. People aren't really having a mindset that we have to change. Like, we need to do better as a people.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're out there, you could place in your call. The number again is 0770-436-728. I don't know whether this other number is active, and 0775. I've gotten signal that is not working. So yeah, you can dial 0770-436-728. 0770-436-728, or you could dial 0880-192365 to be live on the program Integrity Watch. So let's come to the coordinator. What is the expected outcome of all of those activities that you've planned for the phase 2 of the program? What do you hope to get out of that?
So we want to increase citizens' action in upholding integrity and
Okay.
transparency by December 2024. So that's what we hope to achieve, and we will achieve it.
Let's take this call. Good morning and welcome to the program. Oh, I think we lost him or her. Yes, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so I said that we want citizens to uphold integrity and transparency wherever they find themselves as a young person. We believe that in making a change, it starts with one person. So you can make a change wherever you find yourself. So we believe that with our education, the awareness raising, we see the changes in our young brothers and sisters out there in the communities, wherever we find ourselves, we will be the change we want to see. Because education is very key. Once a person is informed, they too can reach out to another person to educate them on the importance of integrity building, the importance of holding one another accountable, and the importance of
Let's take this caller. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yes, good morning.
Let's hear your name.
I'm Liberty recording your question.
Let's hear you.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thanks to your guest in studio there, the information this morning by the network, you understand? Yes, the issue of corruption in Liberia has been one of our major challenge we've been fighting in oil. Thanks to Jerry Lee, Wombi, and Roosevelt for their information provided. The Integrity Club has been one of the leading engineers behind the fight against corruption on the various campuses of the universities, especially those universities they did mention of. I'm one of the students from that angle, especially when it comes to the University of Liberia. They're also fighting corruption at that level. So they are not being an easy thing, and you wish the other students who come in and refuse to sign the president, even though they listen to you and say yes, corruption cannot be eradicated in order to be minimized in our country. But yet, we still have to convince them and talk to them. So the issue of corruption in our country is just something that we need to keep fighting day to day until we can see ourselves making progress.
Okay.
So I really admire them. So I highly appreciate them for their information provided this morning again.
Thank you very much. I think that's one of an admirer or supporter of the program at the University of Liberia. So that's great. So, who are your targets? I mean, these are second phase of activities. What are some of the people you are targeting? Is it you're going to bigger people, or you're targeting the young people, or women, or what are your specific targets?
so we are working with young people at the universities and high schools. So our target would be administration, the campus-based organization at the various universities, the campus-based organization at the various high schools to work along with them to disseminate our messages. Yeah, so that we can recommend to administration if students have challenges, how we all can work together to solve those issues and make the institution a better place or safe place for students. So those are things that we will be working around.
Roosevelt, do you have anything to chip in?
Yeah, so for this semester, we are planning on our integrity day.
Okay.
Yeah, event in the pub line, and we have our committee on working, our program committee working, and
Okay.
to see how best just to tell student or just show student that we still have people with integrity, and to show instructors that we still have people that can uphold that integrity no matter how the salary might be low, but you still got people who say I want to do the right thing at the right time. And to tell student that we got people who say no matter what the F, I think I can still go through it for the betterment of myself and for the betterment of others. So I, with our integrity day, we just want to pinpoint people of integrity and tell them thank you for
Okay.
upholding integrity and making being that example for others to kind of follow. And we have our reunion coming up where alumni from the Integrity Club and
Okay.
their new members can kind of share fun and share ideas and share stories, and to see how best we can formulate a good partnership. Like we've been working with the student council government. We just met with the student council government, and we want to like collaborate in order to have a better services delivered on campus. Like you
Okay.
hear our coordinator saying, now we have to take up the hint on campus to see our best that services rendered can services paid for can be rendered to the students with transparency. So that's one of the things that we want to work on for this semester.
So, Jeremy, he spoke about alumni of the Integrity Club. What are you doing with those or people? Are you in constant contact, or once you've graduated, you're on your own now? You can go and live your life. How is it like?
Yes, our alumni, we in contact with them and we want to
Okay.
do more. We want to keep engaged with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a plan that we will have the reunion or meeting with them and strategize way in which we keep engaged with them. But we are not leaving them out because
Okay.
they are in the community, they are to serve as ambassador of change. So we continue to engage with them.
Do you have them sometimes at some of your events, periodically to come and join in, or I mean, how
Yes,
do you
we,
do
we
the
do we do
engagement?
have them in our activities, but we need to do more.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're working on that.
Okay, Roosevelt, what somebody is at the AME University, right? If a student is listening from the AME University, how can that student be a part of the Integrity Club? What is it that what's the guidance you have for them? How do they join the Integrity Club if they're interested?
Well, you just give us a hint, like I'm interested when you see us doing our awareness around, or we have our Facebook page that
Okay.
you can kind of leave a message on, and
Can you read the handle of the Facebook page?
yeah, it's the Integrity Club AMU.
Okay, so Integrity Club AMU, if you're out there, you're a student of the AMU University, just go to Facebook,
Yeah,
Integrity Club,
AMU R Club.
AMUR Club.
AMU R Club. You
So,
just leave a message, and we will send you a link that will carry you straight up to our WhatsApp page
And the
okay,
that
bulletin board.
we can communicate more, and you can sign up to our membership form online.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have other means, phone number,
The
like
bulletin.
bulletin board? I heard bulletin board.
Yeah, so we have our bulletin board right at the car park.
Okay,
Yeah. We you can call me directly or my team on mobilization. So for the team on mobilization, you can contact Tracy. Tracy is 0775 459336 0775 459336, or you can call me directly on 0881 and we will be able to talk to you.
There you go. So these are the numbers. If you're a student of AMU University and you are interested in joining the army of young people that are preaching the messages of integrity and accountability and transparency and joining in the fight against corruption, you have an opportunity to visit the car park on the campus, and you will find a bulletin board with the information. And you could also call the numbers that he read to, join the I Club. Is there any other requirement to join? Is there a specific requirement to join the I Club?
No. So you just gotta come with good behavior, and that's all. So no matter what your history, we can stay shaped.
So you don't check backgrounds. So he was this, he was that.
No.
Okay.
It's open to everyone.
It's open to everyone.
Once you are a registered student
at
the various university, we don't discriminate to say, oh, this person based on their religion, so they are not part of the club. It's open to everyone once you have interest.
Are you very balanced, gender balance, and do you have members of the disabled community involved in your integrity club activities? Do you have a lot of women too? Do you strike that balance? Do you try to strike that balance, or you have
that is why we are saying it's open to everyone. So inclusiveness is very key in our work we are doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we get everyone involved.
Okay.
Yeah, because the fight against corruption is not a one-person initiative. It needs a collective efforts.
Okay. Sadly, that's all the time we have for this edition of the program, Integrity Watch. Before we go, we'll just get around the table 30 seconds each to get your party comments. Begin with Geraldine.
Okay. Thanks to the management of Truth FM. Thanks to Mr. Blamo, the host. Thanks to the president of the African Methodist Episcopal University for making itself available to talk about our work and the impact of our work. And thanks to the peace-loving citizens who listen. I know that the message disseminated well, and all of us will need to join Sintai in the fight against corruption. The fight against corruption is not a one-person initiative. We all need to work together to make Liberia a better place. Once again, thank you.
Okay, Roosevelt, do you have anything to say in 30 seconds?
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to Sintai for the opportunity, and if Liberia will have to be better, we Liberians will have to do better. Like my coordinators just said, the fight against corruption is not a one-person thing. It should be it should involve every one of us. And I always say this to all of my friends that I meet around, and it's like let our children not hold us responsible for our work on Liberia. And let's get into the fight against corruption, and let's see how best that Liberia can be better for every one of us.
Thank you so very much. That's the voice of Roosevelt Osaka. He's the president of the Integrity Club at the AMU University. And earlier you heard Geraldine T. Wande. She's the coordinator of our youth engagement activity at Sintai. And my name is Edward Blamo. I have been your host, along with Mark W. Bondao. In case you want to know more about what we're doing at Sintai, you can visit our website, www.sintai.org.lr, or you want to know what we're doing in terms of budget analysis. We have our dedicated budget portal platform. The handle is www.liberiabudget.info. And you can find all of our analysis of the national budget and more stories that we facilitated on corruption in mining and other sectors. So until next Wednesday, bye-bye. It's your time, eh? No, it's your time.
Wow.
The news camion. And the news camion records distraction. Et toi.